When I go on vacation, I get so excited about my vacations. And part of the reason I get so excited is that I spend the weeks leading up to my vacation thinking about every single detail. As I think about where I'm gonna stay, I browse pictures of the coolest places I can find on Airbnb, and as I narrow it down and decide where I'm gonna stay, I get excited. And then once I figure out where I'm gonna stay, I start looking at the restaurants around there and I get more excited. And then I start looking, because I love to run, so I start looking for great places to run near there and I get even more excited. And then I think about all the fun things around there that I get to take my kids to and I get more excited. And so by the time I am on vacation, I am so excited because I have planned out every detail and it's gonna be amazing. Which leads me to one of the questions I think that's important about fasting is, how do I actually do it? Okay, I've decided fasting is important. I've decided what I'm gonna fast about, but great, what do I actually do to spend time fasting? And really there's two questions you have to answer there. And a lot of this comes from something Jesus said in Matthew chapter 6. He says, when you fast, don't make it obvious as the hypocrites do, for they try to look miserable and disheveled, so people will admire them for their fasting. I tell you the truth, that is the only reward they will ever get. But when you fast, comb your hair and wash your face, then no one will notice that you're fasting except your Father, who knows what you do in private, and your Father who sees everything will reward you. So, one thing this tells us is make sure you don't make some sort of flashy show. Don't show off about the fact that you're fasting. But I think it says something even deeper than that. I love this phrase it says, the people Jesus is criticizing, they try to look miserable and disheveled when they fast. If Jesus doesn't want that, then what does he want? Either he wants us to be miserable and pretend not to be, and I don't think that's it, or he's saying, when you fast, don't be miserable. So how can you plan to fast in a way that makes you not miserable? Well, the first half of fasting is what most people focus on, and it's important to take some time to think about that. But you want to plan that out before your time of fasting comes. Here's the first half of fasting. What are you giving up? You might be giving up all of your meals for a particular day. You might not be eating or drinking for a period of time. You might be giving up one meal over a series of days. You might be giving up social media. You might be giving up movies or Netflix or whatever. You have to figure out, what are you giving up? But part of that is not just saying, I'm going to give up Netflix or I'm going to give up eating. It's taking a look at a normal day and asking yourself, in that normal day, how much time and when in that day does that thing normally happen during my day? So do I watch 2 hours in the evening of Netflix, or do I eat 3 meals a day and each one takes about half an hour? You have to be able to answer that question because of the second half of what fasting is about, and this is the part that gets exciting. Fasting is not just about taking something out of your life. If you give up food, but don't replace it with more of God, you're not fasting, you're dieting. And you might need to do that, but it's not what we're talking about here. Fasting is taking something out of your life in order to experience more of God. So if the first half of fasting is what are you going to take out of your life, the second half of fasting is what you're replacing it with. And so that's the reason you had to take the time to figure out how much time and energy does that particular thing take in your life. If you have 3 half-hour blocks that you're going to be filling with God, or you have 2 hours in your evening that you don't normally spend with God, but you're going to, if you don't plan that time out, it's going to feel like a drudgery. It's going to feel overwhelming or confusing or boring. But I want you to imagine for a moment that you get to give yourself an amazing experience with God that is going to be fun and enjoyable and exciting. You give yourself a little miniature retreat, or a set of little miniature retreats, a set of little miniature vacations throughout your day where you don't have to worry about all the normal stuff. You don't have to worry about your responsibilities. You don't have to worry about the normal pressures. You don't have to worry about the normal concerns. As long as you prep it right, all the normal stuff that stresses you out, causes you anxiety, erodes your peace, all of that stuff, you are giving yourself a vacation from all of that in order to spend some focused, special time just with God, because God has promised that He is going to reward you for that. How awesome is that? You get to leave the normal things of life that are difficult beside in order to spend time with God, and God is so excited about it that He's going to reward you for doing it. That is amazing. So how do you prepare for that time? Ask yourself, what do you need? Many people want to make sure that they have the right music prepared. There might be a song that we do at church that you love, and you just need to make sure you know what song it is, or you might want to create a playlist of your favorite worship songs. I love to read, so anytime I'm fasting, I pick a special book for that time, either a book of the Bible or a book about the Bible that is going to encourage, inspire, and challenge me. I will often also gather a group of people with me who are going to be fasting and praying together with me. Sometimes I prefer to pray by myself, and I just want to focus in just me and God. Other times, I really want to ask some people to pray with me. And so if I am fasting and I know that I'm giving something up in the evening that's going to be 2 hours, I might ask 2 or 3 or 4 people to get together for that time so that we can worship and pray together. You just have to ask yourself, what is it that would make spending time with God inspiring and exciting to you so that you can enjoy it? Don't worry about doing it right or wrong. Don't worry about whether you're going to get it right. Don't worry about if you say the right words. Remember, fasting isn't just taking something out of your life. It is a gift to yourself that you get to step away from normal life in order to focus in and enjoy God in a new and fresh way. So I hope that the next time you fast, you really are able to make it a celebration between you